Beloveds, if you hear the jingling of bells, it was to get Giovanni to come in. And come in he did. Because I don't know where his brother is. I don't know where Dante is. He followed me out of the bedroom into the living room, but did not come into this room with me. So, okay. I'm running really late, so let's do, we are here to do the hidden power of the Bible. So let's do the housekeeping. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you, you need your claws clipped. Sorry. Me reminding you, not that you need your claws clipped, but that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That gets you one email a week. Tells you what's going on for the week and the month, and the hot links are hot. So if it says click here now, it means it. It's also a blind CC, so nobody will see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us, which is very important to know. And then I'll mention the social media merely from the standpoint of we do not monetize the social media. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So we ask you instead to go like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you're on, and then engage with the individual posts by reacting, commenting, and sharing. It bumps us in the algorithms. So a free and easy way that you can support the center is by getting us in front of more people. And we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark. And I'm the running Ryan across all of the social medias that I am on. So he grabs you, and he has his claws out when he grabs you, so that's why I said you need your claws clipped. He's not using his claws, he just has them out. So, yes, okay. Are you done? You'll come over here? Come here. Oh, come here. No? See? Okay. I got you a cameo. That's the best you're going to get from him. He's just like, he's becoming a lap cat, though, and I'm thrilled because I don't have a cat that sits in my lap right now. Sugar doesn't sit in my lap. She sits right here. And then, like yesterday, I woke up from my nap with him sprawled across my lap. It was great. Okay. So the hidden power of the Bible is what Ernest believes are the most relevant. Not that all of it isn't relevant, but the most relevant that have things to say to us now. And obviously he was selected because we did the whole Bible. This book would be a whole lot bigger. And we are in the Christian Testament, and we are doing the teachings of Jesus. Specifically right now, we are doing the Beatitudes. And I know that the titles are short, but it was because the titles are long. So we're going to do two of them. The pure in heart shall see God. Okay, so the pure in heart shall see God. Can we ever see God? Is there any news of heaven other than that which comes through our own thought or through the thought of another? Who thinks purity, sees it, and is beholding God? The face of the Ancient of Days on looks eternity, and the upward glance ever sees this reality in all things. Now that upward glance, that is pure Emma Curtis Hopkins. She talks about the upward glance all the time. The pure in heart not only shall see, but do see God. Here's the thing. What I would say is the reason that the pure in heart see God is because they recognize that it's all God all the time, everywhere. So everywhere they look, they see God. That's what I'm talking about. Ernest, we'll see. The peacemakers are called the children of God. We never associate warriors with the divine kingdom. Struggle and strife are outside of the kingdom. They cannot enter in because of their confusion. Only peace can enter the gates of reality and sit at the table of love. The divine host serves not its bounty to confusion, but distributes its gifts to those who enter its gates with peace in their minds and love in their hearts. Ye are the light of the world. Humanity is the candle of the Lord. Is there anywhere else in this world where the light of the Lord shines so clearly as through the mind of humanity? The mind of humanity is the only self-knowing and consciously directive creation that we know. David Lemaster would argue with that. And honestly, I would too. Because there are some very clever creatures out there, including dolphins, and octopuses, who have had the sense not to create culture and religion. But that's neither here nor there for that. So just saying, I don't always agree with Ernest Holmes, and this is one of the places where I don't. It is necessary that the mind of humanity become the light of the world, for it is only through this avenue that truth can come to us. How important then that this light be kept trimmed and burning with the oil of pure spirit through the wick of peace and joy. In this way do we glorify that indwelling God, who is the Heavenly Father and the cosmic mother of all. Okay, and I like that he says kept trimmed and burning. I think that's important, to get a good light, a good, strong, steady light. You've got to keep the wicks burned, trimmed. When you don't do that, the light gutters and is messy and is not good and strong. So I think, is your wick trimmed? Is a good question. That's about spiritual practice. Spiritual practice is about making sure that you are trimming that wick. All right, and I'm going to do the altar of faith, because after that, it looks like he's going to do some more. Yep, he's going to tackle Matthew 6. So let's do the altar of faith. Again, Jesus tells us that our gifts brought to the altar of life are unacceptable while there is aught between us and our fellow people. It is a hard saying. We cannot always please our fellow people. Human experience has taught that this is impossible. What attitude then are we to assume? This, whether we please or whether we displease, we need to have no personal animosity towards others. We can keep any thoughts of the other's hatred towards us away by refusing to recognize it. In other words, go do your forgiveness work. You can still come to the altar if you haven't been forgiven, as long as you have tried. And earnestly tried is what it sounds like. All right, but we still have a couple of paragraphs, so let's see. The altar of faith is approached only through peace and goodwill towards all. Well, yeah, that makes sense. We cannot disrupt heaven by our tales of woe. The divine ear is attuned to harmony alone and cannot be approached through discord. When we agree with our adversaries quickly, we shall cease to recognize them as adversaries, and they will disappear as such. There can be no reality to us unless we recognize it. But if we recognize that which is false, giving it life and apparent being by our acceptance of it, we shall be delivered to the judgment whereby we have ourselves judged. And the utmost farthing must be paid until we see no error and no longer indulge in it. Okay. We can debate that one all we want, but I'm not going to because, I don't think we have the time. Jesus tells us to resist not evil, to love our enemies, and do good to them who would do us evil, which is him wiping out the eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, okay? For this is to manifest the spirit of love, which is God. God loves all alike and causes its rain and sun to come alike to all. Divine love encompasses everything. In arm's which are all inclusive. Okay, so when Jesus tells you not to resist evil, and when Jesus tells us to agree with our adversaries quickly, he is not telling us to accept bad things, okay? I think what he's telling us to do is to get out of the situation. Resist not evil. See, that's one of those quotes where you're just like, oh, really? Bad things happen. People do bad things. And we are allowed to call that out. We are allowed to say, hey, you know what? That's wrong. We are. But I think in that whole thing, what Jesus is doing is wiping out the eye for an eye. Just because they have done evil to us does not mean we should do evil to them. It means either get out of the situation or, treat them with kindness. Now, as a woman, we are told to accept less. We are told to stay with our abusers. We are told to, fix them. And I'm sorry, no. I'm not going to resist evil. I'm going to get out of the situation. But I'm not going to, and here's the thing. I guess I could use this example. My parents had a very toxic relationship. Probably from the get-go. And I often joke that the only good thing that I got out of their marriage was my younger brother. And they were awful to each other in, points of their life. When they got divorced, my father has never said anything negative about my mother. Ever. Not to me. Okay? Now, maybe he has to other people, but he has not to me. And maybe it's because he understands that I share half her DNA. My mother has not given me, nor him, the same grace. They've been divorced for more than 20, 30 years. She still hates him. And he still reminds me when her birthday is. He is not resisting evil. He has agreed with his adversaries quickly. My mother has not yet. Now, I will grant you, she definitely got the worst in the relationship. However, I do share half my DNA with my father. It's really hard for me when she badmouths him. And if you have children and you have gone through a divorce, hear me when I say that. I share half my DNA with him. When she badmouths him, she's badmouthing me. That's what Jesus is talking about. Right there. And that's the best example I can give you. So, I'm not saying my father is perfect. by far. But that is the one gift that he has been able to give me. And that is the best example that I can give you for that altar of faith. Is the difference between the way my mother and my father handle each other to me. All right. And that was way more personal than I intended to get. So here we are. And now I'm going to wrap this up and move on. So Dante bolted in and bolted right back out. So I'm going to, so what we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to read a lot of Matthew 6. Not the whole thing, but whatever Ernest has chosen for Matthew 6. So that is what we'll do tomorrow. And now I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of business day, a take care of yourself day, a hey, you know what? It's going to be okay day. A go dance in the rain if you get it, but stay out of thunderstorms if you do, if you get those. Drink plenty of water day. Be aware of the heat day. Cuddle your fur babies day. Tell somebody you love them day. And whatever I was about to say just popped right out of my head. Day. So let it go, day. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You're a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, an absolutely beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time at your own pace. And, as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godly. So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds, I need to go eat breakfast because I need to get out on the road pretty soon. So take care of yourself. Oh, I'm going to remind you, Reverend David will be on sometime this afternoon. We are going to have an amazing service for you in just a little less than an hour. So if you're watching this any other time, roll up one video. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, hop over to the Creative Life Spiritual Center page and see what we were talking about that day. Because I can promise you it'll be good. It always is. All right, beloveds. As I said, moving on into the process of my day, I